Our referendum bill has received royal assent, and so as a result, our in-out referendum will be going ahead.
The UK on tenterhooks as the count in the EU referendum goes on.
It's been a massive night for sterling as well. It's had one of the biggest one-day swings on record.
And equities are getting hit hard as well.
The British people have voted to leave the European Union, and their will must be respected.
Let June the 23rd go down in our history as our Independence Day!
British people have made a very clear decision to take a different path. And as such, I think the country requires fresh leadership to take it in this direction.
I thought that if you want to leave, you have a plan, you have a project, you have a global picture. They don't have it.
UK with its 65 million consumers will have to negotiate with a bloc of 450 million consumers. And in trade, your weight is the size of your market.
As we leave the European Union, we will forge a bold, new, positive role for ourselves in the world. That will be the mission of the government I lead. And together, we will build a better Britain.
There are investors, business people and talent thinking about going elsewhere. And this campaign is reminding the rest of the country, the rest of Europe and the rest of the world, London very much is open.
And let's be clear about what is going to happen. Article 50, triggered no later than the end of March. Our laws, made not in Brussels, but in Westminster.
There'll be no attempt to stay in the EU by the back door. No attempt to delay, frustrate or thwart the will of the British people. No attempt to engineer a second referendum.
I want Paris to seize the historical opportunity of Brexit in order to become the biggest financial centre of Europe. I want startups to establish themselves here.
The Chancellor and I are both determined to ensure we get the best possible deal for our financial services sector, a crucial part of our economy, and not just for the City of London, but the country more widely.
Paris has all the assets. Its region has all the advantages to win this battle of attractiveness.
We all have to remember, and what MPs and peers have to remember, is that we had a vote on the 23rd of June. The British people, the majority of the British people voted to leave the European Union. The government is now getting on with that. I want to ensure that we get the best possible deal for the UK as we leave the EU. That's the best possible deal for trading with and operating within the single European market.
Every industry, every sector of the UK economy is waiting for the next development. So what does tech want from Brexit? How do the entrepreneurs see their future in a country outside of the EU? Are investors waiting on the sidelines? And can other cities steal London's startup crown? Told in their own words, The Edge takes a look at Brexit.
The UK, we've been there for 30 years and we're going to continue to invest because it's a huge market and a place which is pretty core to us. But at the same time, I think what I am seeking, at least from all of us collectively as a global community, is to make a better case for why a connected globe, a globe that trades with each other, creates more prosperity locally.
This follows history. And when there was the Greek debt crisis or the China growth crisis, the global footprint of SAP and our solutions to help customers seem to be in the mix.
As long as there's still roads in London, and as long as there's still people in London, I think there's just some fundamental things that will continue to do well.
My name's Perry Lewis. I'm one of the co-founders of Mastered, and Mastered is a talent development company based in London. Mastered helps creative professionals who want to work in the fashion industry get the skills, the attitude, the network and the exposure that they need to succeed. Over the last 2.5 years, we've increased the company to about 45 staff. When we started, everything was bootstrapped, so we sustained ourselves, and then over the last couple of years, we've had investment from some really great investors.
I'm Harry Briggs. I'm a partner at BGF Ventures. We are an early-stage UK investor in tech companies that we think could really disrupt industries. We are looking for those outstanding companies that we think have the potential to generate outstanding outlier returns. So if we invest, for example, £3 million for 20% in a business, we'll only do that if we think that that business could end up being worth hundreds of millions of pounds, and that £3 million could become worth 60, 90, 100 million pounds. Now, clearly that's not going to happen every time, but because also some of our investments won't make it because it's a very competitive industry and it's fast moving and it's hard, therefore we have to believe in every investment we make that it has that potential.
I remember the morning that Brexit happened, coming into work and actually having some of the team on my shoulders crying, because even though we live in London and it's a place where obviously we voted against it, actually there was just a sense of do people want us here? We've come over to this country because we think there's amazing opportunities, but are we wanted? Are we needed? What's going to happen to our jobs here? Will that be affected? And it was definitely a moment of realisation that all the stuff that obviously gets talked about in the news and you see actually has a massive impact on the people that you know here in real life.
I'm Elizabeth Varley. I'm the founder and CEO of Tech Hub. We're the global community for technology entrepreneurs. I wasn't surprised, I have to say. I thought there was a real chance of it, and I did have concerns about that leading up to it. My first instinct was to think about my team. My first act was to send something out to all of our European members and to our European teams to say, we are committed to you being part of what we're doing, and we are committed to helping you succeed in what you want to do.
I'm Rory Sterling. I'm co-founder and partner at BGF Ventures. We think Brexit has the ability to influence or have an impact on the number of companies started here in the UK, which is why we're really interested in the output, or the outcome rather, of the Brexit negotiations. We want the very best founders anywhere in the world to feel like the UK is one of the leading places to build their company.
My name is Milenko Pilic. I'm a CEO and founder of HeySuccess.com. We provide students and recent graduates from all over the world access to internships, scholarships, summer schools, conferences abroad. And on the other side, we help companies to access a global pool of talent. For a long time, we knew that UK is a very good location for our type of business. Education is something that UK is really globally famous for, very cosmopolitan, the same as our market is. In 2014, we were contacted by UK Trade Investment. They launched a program called Sirius Program. It was aimed to attract foreign entrepreneurs and the brightest ideas to the UK, and then scale them up globally. We won the competition in August 2014, and then in November 2014, we finally, management team finally moved to London. And that's how our journey started.
I'm Dr. Peter Chadha. I'm CEO of Dr. Pete Technology Experts, and we provide independent technology advice to growing companies of all descriptions. I think most people wouldn't think Brexit is ideal for the tech sector, but in my view, the UK needs to open its arms around the world. And technology is not just centred in Europe, it's centred in the States, it's centred in Asia, and I think we can embrace more being in the tech centre worldwide.
Still ahead on Brexit Techsit.
Talent is the single most important resource. And anything which we can do to make sure that the UK and London remain an attractive destination for talent, I think we should consider and enthusiastically pursue.